Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is channel Donk and I'm John and this is
Ben.
And we're pleased to be back on YouTube. We're pleased to be back giving you another installment. So this is part 2 of the vlog that I didn't want to make.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with something really simple. There's a list of things that we want to do onto this van, and it's starting with something simple first. It's something that maybe many of you guys have already done, or it may be something that some of you guys are thinking of doing or may not think that you're able to do, innit?
Yeah.
I've never done this before. Ben's done this before, but it's something that's pretty common that people don't do. They take them to garages.
Yeah.
They take them to garages and get them done themselves. So Ben's done this before. So what we're going to do is we are going to change all the brake pads, front and back, on this Transit 2021 plate. That's what we're going to do for starters. So I'm going to get the plate, I'm going to get the brake pads out and give you a quick shot of those, and I'll put the link in the description below where we got them from and how much they cost. So without further ado, we'll get into it.
Started, yeah.
So we start off as always by just literally cracking the nuts off before we start raising these up. I'm sure you've seen all these before. So
yeah, we'll get the wheel slackened off first and then we'll get it jacked up and get the wheel off. I've still not got a new breaker bar, by the way, if you see I'm using this.
didn't sell. It's not centre time yet, is it? But perhaps one of our subscribers, you never know, perhaps one of our subscribers might donate us a breaker bar.
That would be great.
That would be quite good, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Quite cool. Yeah, so you never know.
Right, slacking it off.
Yeah, slacken. Right, let's get this up in the end. So what we got in the kit then, Ben?
So we've got full genuine pads, fronts in here, rears in there, wear sensors, new bolts, which is quite good that they come with, and these as well, which you don't have to replace, but because we've got them, we might as well. So it's a complete kit really, with everything you need. How much were these, John?
I think they were about £108, I think they were, and I got them off of eBay.
Yeah, so it ain't bad at all for a complete
Set.
rather than just getting just the pads.
Yeah.
This, you get the new sliders, bolts, wear sensors. So yeah, it's pretty decent.
Which ones have they got fronts and backs written on them?
No, but the rears are always going to be smaller.
Okay. And why is that, for the people that don't know? Why are the rears smaller than the fronts?
Because in most cases, the fronts do, I would say, probably about 75% of the braking. The rears don't really do a great deal.
So they take more of the false, basically.
Massively, yeah. And as a general rule of thumb, it normally goes, you'll go through 2 sets of pads, and then you'll go through 2 sets of pads, then you'll need to change the disc. So you won't need to change the disc every time with the pads.
Yeah.
So
all right, well, let's see how they go.
Let's get the wheel off, yeah? We'll be able to see now what the wear is actually like on them. Quite difficult to... I have seen a lot worse, but it looks like there's probably, I would say, 2 to 3 mil on them. So when the warning sensor does go off, as this one has, it gives you a decent amount of warning.
Yeah, it doesn't just
No, it's not going to tell you you need to change them when they're like almost down to bare metal. There's a decent amount still on there. Right, so first step, we've got 2 15mm bolts, one here at the top, which is there, and one at the bottom down there. So we'll slacken them off first. Let's go for that one.
What size are they? They're 15s.
15s, yeah.
Are they the bolts we're taking out that have been replaced, the ones we got in the box?
Yes,
right.
Yeah. There is a little something I can show you here. Not sure if it's going to work, but if you see, when I'm loosening this, I could continue loosening it like that all day long and it won't come out. It won't come out. So if you try and put something like a flathead screwdriver or something, just to wedge it to stop that there moving. I'm going to try to do this. If not, then I need to put an actual get it straightened up round. And there we go.
Looks like they held that lovely.
Yep. I'll show you the process in a second if you was going to be changing. If you're changing the discs on these, you have to take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts out. This section comes out.
Take what, 5 bolts off?
These ones here.
All right, yeah.
Take them 5 off. And when that comes off, there'll be one little Torx bolt holding the disc on, and the disc will come off. So,
Don't seem too hard then.
no. Now we will be able to ride a caliper back.
We didn't paint these calipers, did we?
No.
Mind you, I think I had the other band then. I think I had the silver one then, didn't I?
Just give them a bit of a pry to get off. And there we go. Now, whatever you do, don't just leave that dangling there. I should have got one already, but I'll rest it there for now.
Just get a cable tie.
Yeah, cable tie or a bungee cord, something to keep it secure there. It's gonna stay there, it ain't gonna fall off, but you can put something around it, especially if you was doing the disc as well. You don't want to put loads of tension on the brake hose. So, pads, now sitting in here, they've certainly done some miles. This, see, they just slide across them slide pins there.
So they sit in those pins that are supplied in the pack.
Yeah, I mean, some kits you wouldn't get replacements.
So the pins are just there. Can you just point to that pin for the things?
So these bits here slide in there. If you don't get replacements, make sure you give these a nice wire brush clean up first before you then put your new brake pads in.
We're going to put new ones in.
We're going to put new ones in, yeah. So we'll go and grab them from the pack, yeah. That follows that. When you do get your new ones, these, obviously you've got a mixture of them. Make sure you put in the right one in the right locations. Don't just take them out first. I know this one here is exactly the same. So this one can come out and be replaced.
They just push on.
Yep, just clip back into place like that.
Okay.
We'll take the bottom one out so it was sitting like this. Make sure they're the same, which that one is. If you're a mechanic and you do this all day, every day, you probably don't even have to look at these kind of things. But another thing, make sure when you do put these on, you don't put them too far back, because then it'll make a horrible noise and it'll be scraping the disc. There is little stoppers, but they would let it go very close. So we can see that's clearly not touching. Our pads.
You're going to replace the back clips as well first?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing all the clips at once.
So all you're doing is just using the old one as a reference?
As a reference to how it was sitting in, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we went to use that one, it'd be completely wrong.
We went to use what one, sorry?
That one there, because it's the opposite sides.
Okay.
You want to make sure that's the one we've got. That one's in. There. And that one. And we're in. They're all in, none of them are touching the discs. So, work out how these. Get one slid in and the other one slides out. There we go.
So they just literally sit in those clips in.
Yeah. That one's in.
So
They're both in.
should sit. Let's say they should sit in there like that. So, but all 4 clips have been replaced.
Yeah.
And then basically the pads just sit in those clips via the notches that are on the top of the pads, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then we just.
The hardest bit we've got to do now is, I mean, look, you see how long that take. That took next to no time to do.
Yeah.
We need to pop up the bonnet, take off the lid for the brake fluid reservoir, and we need to push these pistons back slightly, because obviously if we try and put them in now, they're not going to fit because these pads are a lot thicker.
So by taking the cap off the.
Yeah, it just releases the pressure.
Releases
Yeah,
the pressure.
Check your fluid's not too close to the top, because if it is, it's going to overflow out. So put a rag around it. We'll pop the bonnet now, check that. To wind these back, you can use a caliper rewind tool, or if you've got something like a G-clamp indoors, just sit your old pad in there so you don't damage the pistons. Put your G-clamp on there and there, wind it in, and that'll push them back.
So we're going to pop the bonnet and then have a look at the brake reservoir, are we?
Yep.
Which is just there. No, I know this one.
So we'll loosen this off. What we do, we won't put a cloth around it. If everything was underneath, then we would, but there's quite a lot of room, so we'll just keep an eye on it whilst we're winding the caliper back in, the piston back in.
I can do that.
We'll keep a check on the level. Rather than just pushing straight back on the piston, stick your old pad in there, just to protect them really. Hopefully this will do the job, and I've got it. If you could try and get a close up here, look, you can see as I squeeze this.
It's just hard not to get a shadow of it.
So squeezing this in, the piston's going back in. You want to check the level up there?
Yep, level's good.
Yeah. We'll push them.
The level's all good still.
Push them all the way back. I know that some people do say you have to crack off the bleed nipple to do this, but my uncle was a motor mechanic at Vauxhall for his whole life, and he says that you don't have to do that, so I've always gone by that. So there we go, pistons are now back flat. What we're going to do before we put the caliper back on, where any parts are going to make contact with the pad, like these are going to on the back and these are here, we're just going to put a bit of copper grease on the pad surface just to stop any squeaking. Don't have to be crazy amounts. A bit on there and a bit on the back. Lift the caliper back round. That should slide over now because we've pushed that all the way back. Sorry if my head's in the way. That's it, the caliper's back in position. Now we get our new bolts. Could actually put a little bit. Oh, they've already got something on them there, so
Like a Loctite, I suppose, isn't it?
yeah. Just wobble them around until we get into position. We know we've got that because this bit here is spinning again. Oh, that's a bit more trickier.
Gone in, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's in. So again, put our 21 mil spanner on there, our socket on the back.
Does it have to be done up super tight, or?
No, just torque to a spec.
Ah.
So,
And what is the spec torque?
a spec. Finished. So we're around to the other front side now. John's just taking the wheel off. On these, just for reference, it's the passenger side at the front that has got the wear sensor.
That's what that is there then.
Yeah, which plugs into, where was that going? There, which plugs in up here when the finger's tapping and goes down to there.
Right, so if I remember rightly, I've got to get a spanner and the ratchet on those two bits
21 and a 15. So they're slackened off. We've got the 21 spanner on there and a 15. We'll get them two out and then I'll show you the brake wear sensor. So we're onto the wear sensors now. Just put a set of grips in it, wobble it up and down, pull it out, it will pop out.
Or it won't.
If it is too much of a pain to get out and you've got new ones, don't worry about it. Just pull the thing out or cut it, because it only goes into the pad and you're changing the pad anyway, and you've got a new wear sensor to plug in. So we've just got the calipers off. We're just changing over the retaining pins, clips, whatever you want to call them. Changing them over. We will swap the wear sensor over, get the new pads in, and then we'll show you what it's like when it's back together.
This is where I'm really silly. I always, for some strange reason, as I'm not a mechanic, I always thought that the grease went on the inside where the pad was. So the pad and the disc.
Okay.
Now obviously that wouldn't be very good, would it? So that just shows you how much of a novice that I am. That it's only because you showed me that they go on the outside of the disc that I always thought to stop them squeaking you put them in the inside of the disc. So that just shows you how much of a
It just
novice
stops
I am.
the squeaking of the two parts touching together. I mean, like some people do put some copper grease on here just to stop the, if your wheel was on for so long, you know how they can literally like weld themselves on.
Yeah.
It'll stop that from happening so that they don't weld themselves on.
Right.
So yeah.
So now the next bit is to get this back onto there.
Yeah, the piston's pushed back.
Yeah,
All we've got to swap over. Yeah, we'll get the caliper back on, the bolts in it, then we'll swap out the wear sensor. So right at the top, bit hard to show you, but right at the top of this, there's a little tab, push it in, and there we go. It's a slot to the back. We should hear a little click. There we go. She's in. So There we go. The wear sensor is pushed into place. Up here, it's tucked behind the bleed nipple cover. And up here, plugs into the top. Everything's back on, tightened up. We'll get the wheel on.
Right, so we've done the fronts, haven't we?
Fronts are done, yeah.
Fronts are done, we've lifted the back up, and we are now going to take the passenger side rear off and do the same to the passenger side rear. So we'll show you that, and
similar steps on the back, similar kind of thing, but we'll show you the way through it because it is slightly different. So
yeah, let's go.
So let's give you a brief little showdown whilst we're here. Bolt there at the top, same as before. I think it's slightly smaller though.
Is it the same then? Just a bolt at the top?
Pretty much, bolt at the top, bolt at the bottom.
Yep.
This side's the one with the wear sensor. Different size bolts on this and different size plates. We'll give you the sizings.
So they're basically a similar sort of thing.
Just smaller, yeah.
So they're basically it's virtually exactly the same, but just smaller.
What's that, one of the little 3/8 ratchet ones? If that fits in there, I'll be fucking amazed. Oh, look at that.
Then you should be able to get the bottom one easy as well.
First bolt out. It's on there. Oh, power tools. Number 2 out.
And now for something completely different.
A little while ago I posted on the group that if we get a certain amount of subscribers, the only thing I could think of at the time, which I'm really dreading right now because Ben's standing by the side of me, is that I was going to stick an egg over my head. So, do you want to do it?
Yeah, we actually got one better. We've got a box.
Really? Oh shit.
So, there we go. A deal is a deal.
Deal's a deal.
A deal's a deal. That's for the 100 subscribers.
Really?
That one there's for the 2.
Yeah.
That one there will be 300.
Oh god.
400. $500.
What? Oh, that one was
Oh, that hurt my hand.
Oh, that one was cold. That was
And
really cold.
that's for the 31 because we're at 531.
531.
531. Here we go.
Oh. So the promise is a promise. We're on 531 subscribers. Without you guys doing what you're doing, we would be sitting here doing what we're doing right now. So from me, it's a really, really big thank you. What about you, Ben?
Yes, thank you very much. I was going to say we could have egg sandwich, but we used all our eggs now. So we won't.
So Ben's going to do what he normally does and cleans. So stick around and you'll see how we're going to get clean now. So this should be interesting too. I'm looking forward to this. Just don't go too close to me and mind my ears.
I feel better. It's good, quite a good tool this is, by the way.
What about Mimey Goonies? Oh, freaking freezing.
Quite a good tool, it definitely is. I'm impressed, first time I've used this.
Thanks a lot, but I did this for you guys to say a big thank you, so we do appreciate it, don't we?
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. So this is the passenger side and we're just taking the wear sensor out on this side, aren't we?
Yeah.
And that should come out pretty much similar to what the other side did. They are quite welded in there when they've been in there a while. And I broke the other side.
I've broke this one as well.
Yeah.
But
I broke it, and then when I broke it, it came out really easy. But as we've got new ones in the pack,
it doesn't matter.
as we've got new ones in the pack, we just got to remember what one did that come off the back one or the front one this time.
One of them. One of the two. These work by way of this part here is metal, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Obviously it goes onto there, and when the pad wears down so much, it then makes a connection with a certain part of it.
Maybe
yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Which then throws up a warning light on your.
If anyone wants to correct us, they can always leave a comment, can't they?
Yeah.
If anyone sees us doing something that would make the process easier, then leave us a comment.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of mechanics going, what are these two doing? Yeah. But we're not mechanics, or I'm definitely not a mechanic.
Why has he not got PPE on? Right, so this is a bigger unit back here.
So we just need to make sure that that's resting somewhere where it's not gonna
fall
down.
Yeah.
Or if it does fall down, put it on something.
Tuck that up there, out of the way.
And we've got access to these then, haven't we?
Yeah.
These are tiny, these ones, aren't they?
There we go.
So it's just a case of pulling those old clips back out again, similar to what we did on the front. So they are exactly the same, aren't they? Yeah,
it's just a bit smaller. Everything's that little bit smaller, isn't it? Rather than.
I must admit, when I did my side, I did the passenger side of the front. So when I put these clips in, I just Ben just double checked them to make sure that I put them in properly. So hopefully my side should be all right, that side. So Ben's going to do this side again, and I'm going to drop round and do the other side. So we replace these clips, making sure, just taking the old one out, using the old one as a reference as to how we're putting them back in again, isn't it?
Yeah, just so you don't get it mixed up and end up putting the wrong one.
I don't think you can get them mixed up, but it's just worth it for people that, for newbies like me that don't know really what they're doing. It's probably better just to, as you take them out, put them back in again as you take them out.
Yeah.
But these have found that a little bit fiddly, putting the actual pad in, especially the one behind that you can't see. But they're not that difficult, to be honest. And just a suggestion, is it not, once we do the clips and put the pads in, before we put the caliper back over the top of it, is it worth trying to get that sensor, the other end of that sensor out? Can you access the other end of the sensor easier?
Yeah.
With that off?
Yep.
So yeah, just as a reference, before you put the caliper back over the top again, just change over the sensor. And is it right? I think you get two sensors, don't you? So
yeah.
If you sort of break the first one, or something goes wrong with the first one, it gives you've got another one in there as a backup, haven't you?
Yeah, because you only ever have them on one side.
On one side, yeah. So yeah, so just as a reference, when you get your new parts, that's what was good about this kit, because you get everything. So when you get your new parts, you get two lots of sensors. So I'm just going to presume that just in case you muck one up, or you accidentally break one or whatever,
that
it just gives you another one as a spare. So that's pretty good in that pack. But we'll see if we can leave you the link in the description below. If we forget while we're doing it, then drop something down in the comments. That's definitely a little bit fiddly, the one at the back.
Yeah, it's because you can't bloody because you can't see. Can someone tell me as well why brake pads always smell of like seafood or fish? A really weird thing, but why look? Now I've said that, you want to smell. Look.
Perhaps they're smuggled into the country in packs of fish fingers.
Possibly, yeah. Reduce shipping costs.
Shipping costs.
Yeah.
So we reckon we reckon that Captain Birdseye brings in all these things.
Must be. Let us know if we're wrong, but I'm pretty sure that could be right.
Captain Birdseye.
Yeah. Right, this one's tucked back here. So, this wear sensor on the rear, squeeze the tab at the top, and it says put it out. Oh. That's tight. Might put them.
I take it this is what they supply to in the box then.
Yeah. You can imagine the abuse these electrical connectors take down here, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. She's out. Here we go. Slot at the top. That is in and home. It's came out here. Look at the way these go in. It's like it's designed to go in the cable, but not.
I'm so glad you got this side. What are we cutting?
There we go. That's the old one out. The new one there. It's like a one-way clip, so it's designed to go in, but not out. Then a new one.
Have we got to put the caliper on first now before we put that in? Yeah, we have all thought, haven't we?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay, then let's do that.
So that one did take us a little bit longer than expected. I had to shoot home and find my caliper rewind tool because it needs to be pressed in and turned at the same time, so which is impossible to do unless you've got a rewind tool.
It did stump us for a minute though.
Yeah, I know.
Just for a minute, and luckily enough.
And it has to be rewound the way that it shows on the caliper, the arrow. So for reference, we'll show you again when we're on the other side of that exact bit that you got to do. So you join us around the last side. We're on the rear driver's side now, and then we are job done. This one hasn't got any wear sensors on, so we've not got to mess around with that. Whip this one out, get everything swapped over.
From there?
Yeah, from there, yeah.
That piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is really confusing.
It's that part that John's touching now. You have to anti-clockwise turn that to tighten it, and the other part turn it clockwise to wind it in. Yep, that presses the piston back in.
So all we're doing now is we're just going down the road. We've got about, getting up to about 40, making sure there's no one behind me. And then we're just slamming it on. And we've done this probably 4 or 5 times now, haven't we?
Yeah, just to get the pads bedded onto the older discs.
Just one more time down here.
Nice, they feel strong, didn't they?
So, after what you've just seen me do, right? I've just devised something while I was having a shower and washing all those horrible snotty eggs off my head.
Must have been, yeah.
I've just come up with a devious plan. So what's going to happen is, if we get to 1,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
I'm going to snow foam you.
That'd be...
I'm going to sit you in that stall and I'm going to snow foam you from head to foot, and then I'm going to wash you down afterwards.
So if you hate me, subscribe to the channel. If you find me really annoying, subscribe to the channel quick.
Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. So Ben didn't know I was going to say that at the time. So that's what's going to happen. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to snow foam him, and then I'm going to wash him down afterwards. And if we can snow foam you all in slow motion, that'll be quite good for that.
Really drag it out.
So that's what we're going to do. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, that's what we're going to do.
Deal. Yeah.
Right, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. So that is the brake pads done. That is part 1 of the series to try and get this van back up to scratch again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So apart from my point of view, because I've never done this before, from my point of view, once I'd done one, Ben showed me how to do one, it wasn't that hard. The fronts were definitely easier than the backs, weren't they?
Yeah.
The fronts were definitely easier than the backs, and the backs we needed a specialist tool, which was...
Yeah, the caliper rewind tool, because it has to be pushed in and turned at the same time, but luckily managed to find one that I had indoors. So.
Yes, I think without that we would have been absolutely buggered. But yes, you definitely need one of those tools that he just remembers and I can't remember what they're called. What are they called again?
Caliper rewind.
Caliper rewind tool. So yes, you're definitely going to need one of them when we've done it. We've just been up and down the road and it stops okay. It's going to take a little bit of bedding in, but at least we know the brakes are done. So what we're going to do on part 3, we don't actually quite know yet, do we? We haven't quite made that plan yet.
No.
We've got to wait for I'm trying to find another bonnet and some new hinges. We're going to try and put the bonnet on with the new hinges and see where the front is, aren't we, before we actually start mucking about with that. Maybe the next one might be to take the bars off, to take the front bars, the rear bars, and maybe the side bars. And then we're going to decide on whether we're going to see if we can find an aero kit or whether we can find some other bars that go on and sort of do the job and look quite nice. So we're going to leave it there. Listen, we do this because we enjoy working together and we enjoy filming it and we enjoy editing it, and it seems like you guys like watching it as much as we like to do it, don't they?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So we appreciate everything you do. If you can, please like and subscribe. As I said, the more comments, if you've got any comments, then please let us know, because we do enjoy looking through the comments, don't we? And we will try and reply to every one of your comments as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from Ben.
And we'll see you again soon on DONK. See you soon.